All right, have and have not fans. Now, here is another, well, more like a question than a theory, but I'm going to answer a question as best as I can, so no way it's a theory. Sorry if I'm a little discombobulated, but it's been a long Saturday, but a good Saturday. Free comic book day at the mall, browsing around Ollie's, looking at Toys R Us's discount toys because they're going bankrupt, but the prices still suck, and just taking a brief break to record. Because I believe thunderstorms are on the way here in my area, so I want to get it recording done before the weather comes and maybe knocks out the power. I don't want that to happen. But speaking of knocking out, we're going to be talking about Candace with an iron pole again, going at it against allegedly Rocky in an upcoming episode of The Haves and the Have-Nots. And I believe it is Rocky based off the trailer. And I would say the trailer for next week, but that trailer does look like it has multiple episodes meshed into one for the sake of a epic trailer. But I do believe it is Rocky that we see Candace beating up in her room with a pole, similar to how she beat Oscar in the campaign office with a pole a couple of seasons ago. I don't know what her fixation is with these things, but she has tenacity. She's kind of like the Scarlett O'Hara of the Haves and the Have-Nots. If you don't know Scarlett O'Hara, Gone with the Wind, one of the best books and movies I've ever seen. Yes, I did buy the book off Amazon Prime and read it. It took me like 3 months, but I did it. My gosh, I don't think I've read a book that long since the Bible, but I'm sorry about that. Let me get to the point of this video. Now, a lot of people are asking me on various, I think it was my trailer breakdown for In His Eyes. People are asking me, why is Candace attacking Rocky? What did he do to her? Now, there is a bit of dialogue from that trailer in regards to we're hustlers. We don't have any honor or no room for honor. And there is an episode coming up about no honor or something like that. I forgot the exact title, but it is coming up soon. And it actually seems to me that the reason Candace is beating up Rocky is, number one, he did something she told her not to do. Number two, he refuses to do something that she wants. I'm guessing some sort of scheme. Or number three, she's just proving that she's a bad bitch and ruling her authority over others. I mean, look at how she slapped Gia once, and it looks like it's going to happen again in the upcoming episode. And then we have her allegedly attacking Rocky with this pole. Now, this is pure speculation. I do believe I mentioned this in my video about who will be the one to put Candace in her place. And I talked about the fact that I really did like that scene from the episode where Hannah is talking with Derek at the restaurant on their date about how, you know, kids today really don't know the value of hard work. They just want to make this quick, fast money without working for it. And I think that really holds true not just to Benny, but also to Candace, and to an extension Broderick, who also works at the Artesian Hotel along with Rocky. But I believe in the second episode of this season, we learned that Rocky and Broderick have this, like, you know, escort prostitution thing going on behind the scenes at the hotel. And in that episode, we learned that Broderick has this scheme he would like to work out where he will steal Catherine from Jim Cryer and take her money that way. But Rocky's like, you know what, man? How's that going to work? She doesn't want you. She's not going to be wanting to be seen around town with you on her on your arm, that kind of thing. But he's like, look, man, do you see what kind of a prick her husband is? There's no way she's married to a guy like that and happy. And I'm like, if only he knew. So to me, it seems like Broderick is going to swoop in there and basically take Catherine for everything she's got, kind of like Erica was assigned to do the same thing for David. Now, the reason I'm comparing Broderick and Candace is due to the fact that they do both seem, there's no official age for Broderick, to my knowledge anyway, but I can imagine that Broderick and Candace are probably close around the same age, either, and I'm just like gauging where they're at. I think in my age listing video, Candace was somewhere around 26, I think. And I would guess Broderick is probably late 20s or early 30s. Again, just pure speculation here. And I think it would actually make sense of what Hannah said to be true about, you know, these young people not wanting to work. Well, not wanting to work hard for the money they obtain. They just want a lot of money, but don't want to work for it. Now, the reason I bring up Broderick and Candace is I feel like Rocky is sort of the one trapped in the middle here. He and Broderick have this steady, you know, side gig aside from running the hotel. You know, Broderick helps with the hotel and, you know, Rocky is working at the bar in the hotel. Now, when it comes down, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Broderick like own the hotel? I think that's what they said. He actually owns it, and Rocky works at the bar, and then their escort is kind of like, you know, behind the scenes. Now, to me, that seems like a steady gig they got going on, but it looks like Broderick wants to go 5 steps ahead to get this big cash out with Catherine Cryer. But Rocky feels like this is a risky move that you're making. If it goes wrong, that can blow up our entire operation. But Broderick's like, I got this in the bag. Don't worry about it. I feel the same thing is going to happen with Candice and Rocky, because I do believe after knocking Oscar out with whatever she put in that drink, she did tell Rocky that I'm working on something big right now, and if it works out, you'll never have to have another girl running through here again. Pretty much meaning that the payout for this scheme she has taken Jim's accounts numbers. Maybe Candice is going to give Rocky a big piece of change, unlike what she did to Warlock back in season 3 when she extorted $7.4 million from Jim, but only gave him like what, $150,000. I believe she agreed to give him $100,000, but she actually gave him $150,000 or $200,000. I feel like maybe she has learned her lesson in regards to either paying people their fair cut, or at least paying them what she said she was going to pay them, or something along those lines, so there's not another Warlock situation. But I doubt that Candice fears Rocky like Warlock. I don't know. Let's just hope it doesn't get to that. But I feel that the fact that he played a role in getting the account numbers with the phone from Oscar's computer, that he'll actually make a good piece of money. That way he'll never have to have another escort running around the hotel. But my thing is, I feel like Candice might actually break down the plan to Rocky, and when he actually hears how it's going to go, I don't think it's going to work out. I feel like Candice is not going to like Rocky's answer, due to the fact that he knows for a fact that Broderick is trying to scheme with Catherine Cryer to get her money. Now you have Candice scheming to get all Jim Cryer's money. At some point, Rocky... you know, it's kind of funny whenever a character gets beat up or something along the lines because they disagree with one of the main character's plots, it's because they're actually the voice of reason. They're pretty much saying to the character with these schemes what they don't want to hear, but what they need to hear and what's actually true. That's why I feel Rocky is going to be beaten up by Candice with that pole. That's just my opinion on that. I think that in the trailer we see Candice kind of like walk behind the dresser or something, pull the pole out, and then start beating him with it. I think that's how it went down. But I feel like Rocky is definitely going to be the voice of reason in whatever scenario is going down. Will it have something to do with Candice talking about the scheme with Jim Cryer? Will it have something to do with Oscar possibly being dead? Because for all we know, she might actually try to get Rocky to get rid of the body. I hope we get some answers within the next couple of episodes, because I feel like this is definitely a huge plot point. But the thing about Candice that really gets on my nerves is that anytime she beats up somebody to, you know, exert her authority over them, it ends up biting her in the butt, because instead of building up like a war chest of allies and people on her side, she ends up burning bridges to people who she's known for quite some time, who are valuable resources. We saw this when she muscled Landon to get information from Oscar. We are going to see this when she beats up Rocky with the pole. Believe it or not, even though Oscar was only doing his job and getting back the money that Candice didn't even rightfully own to begin with, Oscar would have been a powerful ally. If honestly, you know, aside from those two being together, those two would have put their resources and abilities together. They will be a nearly unstoppable pairing. But she just does this time and time again. She either beats people up or throws them under the bus, like Jeffrey, Benny, and the list goes on. So with that being said, I just wanted to, you know, do a video talking about my thoughts in regards to Candice, you know, attacking Rocky with this pole. That's why I made the video about, you know, who's going to put Candice in her place, because me personally, I'm just sick of her getting away with all these things that she does and treating people the way she wants to treat them, like dirt. And I know some people are like, give Candice a break, she makes this show. Now keep in mind, I said it before, I don't dislike any of these actors or actresses. They play their roles to a T. It's just their characters I'm not fond of sometimes. So Tinka Sumter beautiful, great actress, but Candice Young is the one I have a problem with. So keep that in mind before you voice your opinion in the comments below. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Why do you think that Candice is going to attack Rocky with that metal pole? Do you think it's because he's going to tell her something that she needs to hear but doesn't want to hear? And yeah, who do you think is going to be next on the list? We know that she's going to slap Gia again, but hopefully she won't do it with a poll. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share this video around so we can definitely get some thoughts from the haves and have not community. And I'll talk to you later.